Welcome to this session about the best and the worst Canadian media takes about Bitcoin. I'm David St-Onge. I'm the author of Bitcoin books called Bitcoin, Everything You Need to Know. It's available on the third floor at the stores. And I'm also that crazy guy that gives out dead currency at every conference. I'm with my friends from a group called Les Déchaînés. We're a think tank of about 10 members, and we're a volunteer-driven initiative focused on sharing knowledge about distributed technologies. We like to correct misinformation and promote factual and understanding in the public spheres, and we try to collaborate with researchers, policymakers, journalists to support informed decision-making. So, we appeared a few times in the media. We wrote quite a few open letters in the mass media, and we even got on TV. Today we have a lot of slides, but we're going to move fast for my friend Joey. The first part is my part. I'm going to presenting the stage of denial meme on inflation in the mass media. My friend Jérôme is going to talk about a missing education opportunity by Radio-Canada. And at the end, we're going to awards with Guillaume some trophies, an orange trophies for the best coverage and lemon trophies for the worst coverage of Bitcoin in Canada. All right, so my part, let's have fun with me. I guess that some of you know the stage of denial memes. You know, when there is any crisis, the people in charge are almost always doing four things. At first, they say they deny it. It's not happening. And then they say, oh, yeah, it's happening, but it's no big deal. Trust us. And then they would say, well, it's a big deal, but it's just temporary. Like our friend Powell there on the image 3 that was telling us that inflation was transitory. And the fourth step would be, well, it's permanent, but it's actually good. So what I did is I dig deep in La Presse, a big journal here, a big newspaper, and out of 40 articles about inflation, I found like a pattern that is exactly like the stage of denial meme for crises. So here's the La Presse version of the different stages. There's 5 stages. The first one is that there's a crisis, but we can handle it. The second one is the crisis is your fault, actually. And then they say, it happened, but it's no big deal. After that, they would say it's a perception problem. And then they would say, well, if we exclude food, energy, and housing, we're good. So that's how they plan it. So I have articles and titles for each of those steps. So that's the graph where I mapped all the stage on the inflation curve. So you can see that there's a timely pattern of all the stages that I just explained. So the first article, so there's a crisis, but we can handle it. It's in 2021. Marc Tisson in La Presse, in his article called "Is Inflation a Threat to You?" Was saying, well, inflation is well controlled since 1991, and the Central Bank has largely succeeded in his mission, so that we can read that on his article. The second article for the second stage, "The Crisis is Your Fault," is from Marie-Ève Fournier in an article entitled "Complaining About Inflation but Spending Like Before." We can read, "Consumers are responsible for inflation by not reducing their spending." Wow. The third stage is, it's happening, but it's no big deal. Stéphanie Gramont in La Presse in 2023 published an article titled, "Not Doing Enough Against Inflation." Come on. When we can read, "Inflation has not actually eroded the wallet of Quebecers since the pandemic." What? I mean, and then the fourth stage is, it's a perception problem. We have Francis Vaille in 2024 would say that the consumer expectation survey show just how far consumer perception are from reality. So basically he was saying that people were sensing more inflation than there was actually measured by CPI. And the last stage is from Hélène Barry in 2024 in an article entitled, "Does the Bank of Canada calculate inflation correctly?" Where we can read, "Sweden's central bank has excluded mortgage interest costs from their calculation." And like a self-fulfilling prophecy, yeah, that's the term, we have the press release from the Central Bank of Canada in October 2025, like few weeks ago, saying we should revise our preferred measure so they all pre-exclude mortgage interest costs. Wow, okay, so it's a self-fulfilling prophecy right there. So that's it, that's the curve with all the steps, the stage of denial. I have a summary there, but you all got the picture. And I have one bonuses. That was my favorite one. So in February 2025, Hélène Barry titled an article in La Presse saying, inflation surrenders in February this year. And then a few months later, in September, we can see the article, fight against inflation is not over. No shit. All right, that's it for me. Thank you. I give the mic to my friend Jerome.
Hi, I'm Jerome. Give me the clicker, please. The clicker. Thank you. So let's face palm with me, like it's going to be quick. It's Radio Canada. In recent months, they released 2 primetime segments focused on crypto fraud and advising the victims and the criminals. And they only in the title, they talk about the crypto, like it's like really like dark music, and they emphasize on the victims and the criminals, and they blame it on social media, but they should blame it on traditional institution for not like talking about like crypto assets and decentralized finance. It's really a missing educational opportunity. They could have taken like 30 seconds just to explain like what's Bitcoin and why people are interested in it. Or so the result is fear and confusion fill the space that the scammer exploit. So I think they wait for the green light because one traditional finance in Canada gives the green light and they offer product. They will suddenly discover DeFi and start educating. So don't trust the media. Like you have to be the educator. Your media is not. So yeah, and the extra slide. The FUD that flew over their heads during the Air Canada strike, their pension fund got exposed through ETF. On Bitcoin. I didn't talk about that. It's a missing opportunity to do a big FUD, like risking pension money on a scam or whatever. They could spin it. So they didn't even do that. Like they couldn't even do like FUD. So yeah, that's it. Give it to Guillaume.
Merci. Hello. How many French speakers in the room? Raise your hand. Oh, thank you very much. So I'll be nice with you, guys and girls. I'll maybe talk a little bit in French sometimes in my presentation. So let's go. At Les Déchaînés, we have a grid, we have a chart. It's a bingo chart, you know. And that's basically on what we base all our analysis in order to critique the newspapers and broadcasting work. So, let's say, for example, we follow an article at Le Devoir, and there is a guy called Gérard Bérubé, who's actually a business page lead for 30 years with Le Devoir, and he has a great pedigree, you know, a great resume. So I think he does understand how economics and finance works, actually. Well, maybe he doesn't understand Bitcoin. And that's how he succeeds to be the champion of all the FUD you can include in one article. So what about me? Well, I'm just a gifted child. ADHD as well, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Can I deserve a trophy? Okay, and I have appetite. I think all of us here, we have appetite for getting down the rabbit hole. That's what we have to do in order to understand what is actually Bitcoin about. And it's not just a matter of understanding Bitcoin, but you understand how money is broken. That's the biggest part of our journey, I would say. And that's it. I have other studies as well, but let's not talk about it. You'll just LinkedIn me if you want to see what I'm doing in life. So if we come back to this article from Gérard Bérubé from Le Devoir, okay, so I have a big respect for all his journey into economics and finance, but when we fall on this article we were like, oh my God, what he's saying is not true. Sorry for the mise en page, there is a layout that doesn't fit, but okay, so we had to reply. So all of us, all our volunteer team, we said, we cannot let this thing be in a mass media which is very credible. We cannot let this journalist say such things that are actually not true. So we wrote an article, and all of the inexact facts were just debunked. And that's what we do. We do it all the time, and usually we call the journalists and say, oh, we would like to talk to you a little bit. Huh? Can we have a little chat in private? It will not be a dîner de con for real, promise, but we need to talk, and we've done it many times. But sometimes the people, they don't call back, and we have to reply and to go online. So our Lemon Prize today will be deserved to Gérard Bérubé from La Presse, and I have a little music here. So thank you Gérard for your work, and doesn't mean that we don't respect the work you've done in the official and traditional finance and economic. It's okay, but the real thing is sometimes when you want to speak about something, it's important to make your own homework. Okay, next. Oh, this is the Lemon Prize. So now let's be positive. Let's look at the positive sides. So we tons of time fell in on some articles that were very well built. Sometimes we had to search a little bit to find something, and there was nothing to say. So there is Journal des Affaires from Quebec is actually hiring somebody it's a journalist that is a partner that comes, a collaborator that comes in, and François Rémy sometimes talked about a lot of stuff, it's all related to decentralized technologies and so on, Walmart and stuff, and we had to discern this Orange Prize. So this is the music. Allez, allez, allez. Sorry for that. So thank you very much, François Rémy. So that's one of the journalists that does a very good job. And I have to mention as well that when Les Affaires is publishing something about Bitcoin or distributed technologies, doesn't mean that it's all the time accurate, okay? But when François Rémy is doing so, yeah, it's very good. So we have a little word from him.
Oh my Satoshi. Honestly, I didn't see this coming. Writing about Bitcoin, it's not writing about money or tech. It's covering a signal, the signal of a shift in trust, power, freedom. I'm just lucky I caught that signal, and even luckier to have had a small platform here in Quebec to share it. To those still listening through the noise, keep going. The noise fades, the signal stays. Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup pour cette récompense.
So right now, we have to thank you very much for your attention, and what we would like you to do, guys, is to communicate with us. If you find some little pearl of disinformation in the mass medias, please don't hesitate to communicate with us. You can reach us through lesdechainés.co, and also we are on Twitter and so you have a picture. You can send us your very good stuff. And maybe next year we'll be able to partnership with some other people in the French, the English side of Canada that will make a coverage on all the mass medias of Canada, maybe later on the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks. Thanks, boys. Great presentation and 5 minutes to spare. Awesome. Love that. I love that. Okay, another scheduling note. We're bumping none other than Larry Lepard and Brian Hirschfeld up next.